I want to thank, it's hard to believe that it's the end of February almost, and March is upon us, but we are thinking about all our friends across the country who are fighting the weather. I think the upstate, by and large, that dodged it, according to our friend Emily, and hopefully our friends in other parts of the North Carolina, South Carolina region are doing well. I have a daughter who's in Houston, Texas, and she's been out there a decade, and she said she doesn't know how to react to a feel-like temperature of 2 degrees. So there are a lot of people out there that are suffering because of no power. Today we have a group that's very familiar to most of us in the upstate who've been around for a while, the Upstate Alliance. And again, a great partner with TATT at the top and what they do for our region. And so my friend John Lummis and his team do a great job in economic development. And today we have a familiar friend of TATT at the top, Tiffany Tate, who was with us for a while, and also Amy Reddick. And they're going to give us an update. We also have their chair, Emily DeRoberts, here today. And these folks are going to give us an update on a timely topic. So I'll turn it over to either Amy or Tiffany.
Thank you, Terrence. Yes, it's been 3 years since my TATT at the top days, so time flies. Let's see. Well, I am so thankful we're here with you guys today and able to share an update on our talent initiatives at the Upstate Alliance. My name is Tiffany Tate. I am the Talent and Special or Strategic Projects Manager for the Upstate Alliance. And I want to take you back a little bit and talk about Move Up, and then I'll tell you about some new things we have going on. But before I do that, I have to take you backwards a little bit to April. So hopefully you guys remember April. It was almost April 2019, almost 2 years ago. Unemployment looked a lot different than it did in the middle of the pandemic, and even now. So April of 2019 is when we launched Move Up. And Move Up is the Upstate Alliance's talent recruitment initiative. So our goal is to market the upstate to people outside of the upstate and get them to fill jobs here and have a positive impact on employment at our upstate industries. So unemployment was hovering around 2% when we launched the site. So there were a lot of employers looking to fill a lot of jobs, and essentially everyone who wanted a job had one. So we started looking outside of the region for people to fill these positions. Move Up was born out of that, and it highlights our lifestyle here in the upstate, whether that be our cost of living. We have an interactive calculator on the site, community map showcasing what we have here, as well as what you can do when you're not working. We have some social media that's also highlighted. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram channels. So if you don't follow those, I would encourage you to do so. We highlight job opportunities and things around the upstate. One thing we really want to do is highlight the variety of communities that we have in the upstate. You guys being mostly natives know that it ranges from downtown living in Greenville or Spartanburg to a lot of acreage that you can get in some of the more rural areas of the upstate. So really highlighting that we have a little bit of everything here. What you're looking at is our communities map on the page, so a user can go through and explore different communities and get a feel for maybe where they want to live or work if they're not already familiar with the upstate. We work regularly with the economic developers in those counties and cities to make sure that these pages stay updated. Each community has a page with highlights. And one of the most popular features of the Move Up website is our job board. The ultimate goal is to get somebody to move here to the upstate and fill a job that wasn't previously filled. So what you're seeing here is a screenshot of what our job board looks like. It is run through an Indeed algorithm. So it is constantly pulling through Indeed and looking to pull jobs into this board that fit these job types that you are seeing here. It is broken down by job type versus strictly industry, because you can have an accounting or finance or HR job really across any industry. The jobs do fall off after 30 days. So the goal is to keep every job on here active, and we don't ever want a user to encounter a job that isn't any longer active. And it only has upstate jobs. So we can't add a one-off job. If an employer is interested in having a job on our job board, they just need to make sure it's on Indeed and it will pull in automatically. We do have keywords we use, and I'm happy to share those with anyone who wants them. You can shoot me an email. There is just a wealth of different things on the website that can be used to help fill jobs and provide information. We have a video. We have Upstarter profiles, which feature people who either were born and raised in the upstate, left and decided to come back, or were recruited to the upstate to fill a job, and they tell their story. We have digital brochures, and we have logos and badges that are all on the employer resources page of our website and can be used by anyone who wants to link to the Move Up site or use the Move Up branding. And here is just a quick snapshot of some of the companies who have embraced the brand, either through linking on their site, sharing the logo, embedding the video, or using it on their job postings. And here is one of my favorite examples, Greenville County Schools. They have a very robust recruiting schedule going out to different colleges. And here are some shots here of them using the Move Up brand at North Carolina University, recruiting some future teachers, hopefully to Greenville.
So we were focused on looking outside the upstate region to bring in key talent to fill the open positions that our upstate businesses had. And then 2020 happened. And by April of 2020, unemployment was up to 13+%. Many industries were hard hit: hospitality, restaurant, retail, and there were a substantial number of people who were looking to move up or move back into a job. So we really seized the opportunity last year to kick off a new initiative that ties into Move Up. And the impact, even though now unemployment is hovering around 4%, the impact can still be felt by many from the pandemic. For people to skill up and to move up into a more resilient career. And you can see here the target industries that we're focused on: skilled trades, healthcare, manufacturing, IT, transportation, and logistics. And this, again, is targeted to both those who are unemployed as well as those who are underemployed and who want to acquire new skills and get into an in-demand job. So in the process of doing this, we wanted to look at what there was a need for. And it looked like the majority of people who were interested in getting a non-degree, 68% of the people who were interested in getting education were looking for something non-degree. They wanted something shorter term. They wanted something that would have immediate impact. So our focus with Skill Up has been to highlight training programs that are 12 months or less. The other thing we learned about this audience is that many of them, and they didn't know what training opportunities were out there that they could plug into. So that was really the other guiding factor. The principle for Move Up is, one, to let them know what the in-demand careers are, and two, to let them know how they can easily connect to training that would put them into an in-demand career.
And with that, we work to help connect the dots through Skill Up. So the first thing we want to do is inspire somebody and inform them on what those in-demand careers are. And I will get into a little detail on that in just a moment. And then once we inspire them, to connect them to training program information. So they're interested in the career, they can drill right down to what those associated training programs are, then connect directly with a college contact, get enrolled, complete the training, and then maybe even come back and use the Move Up site to find a job within that career field. We worked very closely throughout this process with not just workforce development professionals, but also our 4 technical colleges in the upstate. We hosted joint meetings and individual meetings with the technical colleges and community colleges you see here on this slide. And out of that, we looked at what are the training programs they have, how do they align to in-demand careers, and decided what we were going to highlight on Skill Up. It looks like the chat feature is active. So before I jump slides, does anyone have any idea what the #1 in-demand career is in the upstate? You can submit it in the chat box. Anyone? Advanced manufacturing. Okay, that's industry IT. What about drilling down to a specific job? Yes, Dean got it. Did you cheat, Dean?
Yeah, just heard it more than once, right?
So Dean got it. It's the truck driving. And let me swipe over here. So what you're looking at here is some data that we have drilled down into. So this is looking at MZ data from August of 2019 to July of 2020. We took a full list of what are those jobs that are continually being posted even through the pandemic. What is continuing to grow and what is the biggest need that we have in the upstate? From there, we looked at which of those jobs can you get with 12 months or less of training. So there are some in-demand jobs in the upstate that we all know are there that you're not going to see on this list. A doctor, a teacher, you just need more than 12 months of training. And then from there, we parse the list down even further by working with the technical colleges on, out of these careers, what are we able to offer training in? Which careers are you seeing the most success when you work with industry? And out of that, we drilled it down to these 15 careers that we have decided to highlight on Skill Up. So what you're looking at are on the far left, the job, and then the number of unique jobs posted during that time period and the projected job growth. And I'll flip over so you can see all 15. And let me flip over here. And very quickly, I'm just going to show you on Skill Up the user experience. The goal of the site is to make it as easy as possible and have the fewest clicks for a user to get school or training information. So say a user, Amy, say you'll be our user. You're on the Skill Up page and you see these sectors. Which one piques your interest?
Well, I see so much construct. Let's say I want to explore what's in skilled trades.
Okay, so a user will click Explore Careers. They're taken to that sector page. They will see an overview of that sector, as well as some really data-driven information. A user can get information on the number of employers in that sector, what the job growth is, how it's expected to increase, and hopefully really encourage them to keep moving through the information. So Amy, you're interested in the skilled trade. Which one of these careers are you most interested in?
I think the HVAC technician. I like it warm in the winter and cool in the summer, so see what they got.
That's an important one right now. Fantastic. So HVAC technician, they can explore this career. In working with the workforce development representatives, the things we heard that are the biggest motivating factors when somebody's deciding on a career is time, title, and money. So we tried to highlight that. You can see up here, the training time is 4 to 12 months. It ranges because it depends on how much training you want to do and where you're going to do it, what those high-end earners and then median salaries are in the upstate for this job, and how many jobs are available. And they scroll down and they can find a program that is in their college service area. So Amy, what county do you want to live in today?
I'm sitting in Greenville, so let's do Greenville.
Okay. So a user then inserts their or selects their county, and they get these cards with their college's information. So here, because they're in Greenville, they're getting Greenville Technical College information. We are going to be continuing to work with the colleges over time to make sure this program information stays up to date and relevant. They get a very quick overview of what the programs are, what the training time is. If they visit the website, they go directly to that information. And also the colleges have provided a contact. So if a user is interested in getting enrollment information or financial aid information, they can very easily connect in, and that is the full user experience. It seems very simplified, though that was the goal, is to make it as easy as possible. And now that we have Skill Up Live, it's been live since October, we are doing a few things to make sure that we continue driving traffic there, and I'll let Amy fill you in on that.
Sure. So we've continued to promote the existing jobs that are available in the upstate. We've continued to promote the job board to those within the upstate, as well as to some key talent audiences across the US. We also implemented at the end of last year an initial digital campaign for Skill Up. The first phase of that was on social media. Facebook, that are driving people to the Skill Up site and ultimately taking them if they with training. We'll continue to do that this year on a digital platform. We'll be doing some local ads. And we're also going to be exploring new opportunities to really get this message out to the end user. The upstate has been really strong in a lot of times companies working directly with the technical schools. A lot of the technical colleges have been doing their own marketing. And this really is to enhance all of that. And it's to get directly in front of those who are underemployed or unemployed and get them thinking about moving into an in-demand career.
And with that, Dean, I don't know if we have any time left for any questions, but we're happy to take some if anyone has any.
We do. We have a good bit of time. Thank you very much. And we have a couple I'm going to share with you that came through chat. And if anyone else has additional ones, please put it in chat and we'll go from there. The first question is, how can a training and job placement program or opportunity be promoted on the site? And I'm assuming that's something outside of what's done at the community college level. Do you promote other training, whether it's at other schools or other organizations? How does that work?
So at this time for Skill Up, we chose to focus on programs just at the 4 technical colleges. We're really lucky, and Dean, you know this, in the upstate to have so many higher education institutions, around 30. So I manage the programs on the Skill Up site and keep them updated, and bandwidth wise, we decided to stick with the 4, though we do link to some of our workforce development partners on the Find a Job page of Move Up and link there. And also we're always looking for opportunities to share about programs, job fairs, careers through the Move Up social channels, which get a significant amount of traffic through our digital marketing efforts. And I'm always open to having those shared with me so I can push them out on social media.
And we'll include your contact information in the follow-up for everybody as well. The next question is specifically about the pay of the jobs that are listed. Is there a pay minimum, or do you show basically any job that's in the various sectors in the upstate, regardless of what the pay rate is?
So our job board does pull in anything that fits our keywords that we're pulling in for job type. So there's not necessarily a job pay minimum. The goal on the Move Up site and who we're really pushing that out to is an external audience. So ideally, the jobs we would have there would be something that would encourage somebody to move from where they are currently to the upstate to fill a job. Though there are a number of jobs that are on there that pay within a wide range.
Sure.
And on the skill up side of it, Dean, we did look at a little bit different population of people, because we weren't looking to just go outside and bring people in. So when you look at the in-demand jobs, many of them might not meet the same threshold that we were originally targeting for Move Up. And they are in-demand jobs. Most of them would have benefits. They're not all necessarily high-paying jobs, though most of them put you into an industry where you can progress and move up and continue to, again, move up in that industry.
Right. And I guess part of the premise in that respect would be too, if you have to get training to accomplish the job, it's probably something where you start at a certain level and you know you're going to escalate from it as well. The next question, Amy or Tiffany, I'll preface by saying it's coming from your chair, so you better be good with this one. It's regarding metrics, and you're so early in the skill up, but you might have some answers as it relates to the move up. Are there metrics regarding how many jobs have been secured through the campaign?
Emily, I would love to have that metric. We have the standard metrics that you typically can have with a website. We've seen a lot of success getting people to click down, and we do have data on how many people have clicked a job. So we know that. One thing we didn't anticipate with Move Up was the number of people who would find my contact information on the site and reach out to me saying, I'm thinking about moving to the upstate, or hey, I'm in the upstate, or my husband's getting relocated, or my wife is getting relocated. And we were able to provide them with information and push their resume out to our member staffing and recruiting firms. And I have been following those people and tracking that. So we have a little bit of data, but it is hard when you're pulling in from Indeed. You never quite know, did that job get filled by somebody who found it through Move Up or through another source?
Sure. Doug Stevenson has a really good question about do you have a place where people can find it? And it sounded like Move Up you do, and I'm not sure as it relates to Skill Up yet, around scholarships for training, tuition assistance, and Pell and other things. And then Katie mentions the Greenwood Promise. Are those things prominent or there on the site that people can find?
So we learned, and you can tell through this question, there are so many different sources for different things. There are these state assistance programs, there is lottery, and then there are those industry partnerships where industries are partnering with these technical colleges on specific programs, and they have funding for that. And then some of the workforce development organizations have funding too. So, and we also learned that it changes wildly depending on which college you're at, where you live, what the job is. And so what we like to do is connect them directly with that professional at the college who can provide them with that financial aid information, because we don't want something out of date on the site. So that contact that the college provided can also give information on any kind of financial aid that might be available for that program.
But I would think on the site, there is kind of the anecdotal information as it relates to grants and other programs.
Yes, on the homepage, we do have a section where it really just kind of gets at, don't let money hold you back. There are resources available for you to participate in this training.
Great. So the next comment comes from our great friend Terry Gilstrap in Anderson, who says, Tiffany, I thought you wanted people to reach out to you. And knowing you so well, I know you're really good at that. So I'm sure it's one of those things that while it may not have been anticipated, it's certainly been a good way for you to kind of understand what some of the needs are and to train things in or move things in that direction on the site.
Yes, we did not anticipate it in the beginning. And once it started, yes, Terry, please, anyone, tell them to contact me. I love getting to ask these folks who are looking to move from Atlanta or Charlotte or New York, well, how do you know about the upstate and what are you interested in? And it's really interesting. The number one answer is traffic. They're trying to get away from the traffic in Charlotte and Atlanta. So yes, send them my way. Always give them my name.
And then I think this also comes from Terry. And Terry, you may want to extrapolate on this because I don't totally understand it. It's saying, where are you targeting pools of available labor? Do you know what she means by that, Tiffany?
Terry, I'm assuming that they're asking about our targets for external marketing with Move Up.
So
Yes.
There you go.
Terry, first of all, we're targeting the upstate market and canvassing it to promote the job board. We are additionally have digital campaigns currently nationwide for search, so that when people are doing Google searches, we have keywords on there across the US that would drive them to the Move Up site. And then for Skill Up, when we're looking at targeting, it's only within the upstate, and it's to people who are looking for training, who are searching for a new career, that are unemployed or underemployed. So we're really hitting both markets and driving them to different pieces of the website, both the upstate and the US market.
Great. Well, that is all the questions that we've gotten. And I feel like you guys do this so often. I think you cover a lot of the things very well. You know, it is interesting how, you know, we started this conversation. Tiffany, you were still working with us, I think. So it was over 3 years ago, we brought together the chambers from Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, the Upstate Alliance, and TATT to start talking about, you know, this kind of idea. And, you know, when you guys took the ball and ran with it, you know, as you said, unemployment was very low. And so we were really focusing on bringing talent to the region. But I think you guys have done a great job as we had to all pivot very quickly to recognize that while that is still a important component, especially long-term for the sustainability of our jobs in the region, the short-term opportunity for retraining and for people who have lost positions to be able to get other jobs. I think you guys have done a great job in doing that. And I guess my last question as it relates to that has been, have you heard from some folks and gotten stories kind of examples of people who have been able to take advantage of the programs and move into you know, retraining to new careers?
For Skill Up, it is so new that we don't have that data to do that. We are hoping to do some of that with Move Up, especially with those folks who are reaching out with those resumes, looking to make contacts in the upstate and seeing if they actually landed here and where they landed.
Great. Terry also mentions about would like to know where, for some of the jobs, where the labor pools are. And I think you guys do a good job of understanding that. So I'll leave it by just saying, we will have the link to the site, and of course this chat and your PowerPoint in the wrap up that we send out to everyone. And Tiffany will make sure your information is there. And if anyone who was not familiar or has some additional questions or information about either Move Up or Skill Up wants to share, you certainly can reach out to Tiffany and or Amy. So we appreciate both of you being with us, and we'll continue to help push this out. And I think everyone on this call too, and I know you guys have done this, Tiffany, are really been really good at this, is trying to make sure everyone understands that we're all ambassadors for pushing out the information about what's available here in the upstate. And I think this is a great resource that we can all use to share about the jobs and about the training opportunities. All right, well, Tiffany, thank you. Amy, thank you. And with that, I am going to share just very briefly about a couple of upcoming workshops that we have coming up next week. On Tuesday is actually the first of the Connecting the Dots sessions that Michael Hildebrand has created with the Upstate Mobility Alliance. And Michael, since you're on the call, if you are able, can you just share very quickly about the session coming up on Tuesday?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Dean. We will have the city managers and then the county administrator for the Golden Strip. So Malden, Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, and then Lawrence County. We're going to talk about some of their growth strategies that they have, some of the upcoming developments that they're seeing, and then the connection between transportation and how that creates vibrant communities. So it'll be noon to 1 o'clock on Tuesday. And if you're interested, let me know. We'll send you a link. And
well, the link is actually in the chat.
Oh,
Erica has put it in there. So anyone who's interested is welcome to be part of that. And then, Michael, while I've got you there, why don't you stay on Wednesday? The professional planners group that we convene on a regular basis, which is made up very loosely city, county, and private planners, and anyone who's in that field or profession, gets together on a regular basis and talks about things related to land use. And we've done some analyses and things of that nature. And they have a meeting coming up on Wednesday. And in that one, you guys are going to share a new initiative through the Mobility Alliance. Do you want to tell very quickly about what that is about?
Yeah, sure. We're working on a neighborhood recognition program where we identify neighborhoods that meet a set of criteria that allow their community to be able to travel without a vehicle. So that's either walking or cycling or using public transit. And once we identify those communities and do a recognition program, we'll also be able to provide them with some tools that will help improve their connectability and connections to activity centers. So Wednesday's meeting will be almost like a working session where we get some feedback from individuals and get their impressions on this program.
Great. And Erica has included that in the chat as well, if anyone is interested. So Michael, thank you very much. And I'll close just by saying the next TATT chat in 2 weeks is on another topic that we have heard a lot about, dating back to the listening tour we did with our rural counties in this June, and has continued, and that's the area of broadband. So Erica will include that link here in a few minutes, but we encourage you to join us on March 4th for that session as well. And with that, I will turn it over to Justine for our county updates.
Very much. Alrighty, we have from Cherokee County, Pam Cazell. She is with the Cherokee County History and Art, I believe it's called, museum. She's going to talk to us about what's going on there, and specifically this month. We're looking forward to hearing from you, Pam.
Let me get unmuted here. Thank you. Is it my turn?
Yes.
So excited listening to you guys. You're gonna have to get out the hook. Let me set my timer here so I don't overdo my time. You're gonna have to get out the hook hearing you guys talk. All these ideas are just sparking for me. Last night I had dinner with our chair of county commission and our mayor and talking about things like transportation. So I'm immediately going to hang up and forward them the link to register to jump on that event you've got coming up on transportation. And there's nothing like, I just don't believe in inventing the wheel when somebody else has already done it. So a lot of synergies I hear about things I'm working on this call. But, especially what we're trying to do in the museum sparks a lot with, playing into the career roles that Amy and Tiffany are talking about, the career assist. So like Justine said, I'm with the Cherokee County History and Arts Museum. My name is Pam Kazel. I'm the executive director here, and who we are is the Cherokee Historical Society. Has been around since the late 50s, and the museum has been open. I think we celebrated our 10-year anniversary a year ago, so about 11 years. And in addition to the museum, we own the Possum Trot one-room schoolhouse. You may have seen that by hammocks on the interstate in the shadow of the big Peach water tower. And Fort Thickety is a Revolutionary War fort that we have bought and preserved, and some other things like Revolutionary War burial grounds, that kind of thing. But we're uniquely positioned in that we're in the middle. We're the only county in the nation with 3 national parks. And by the way, they're all 3 Revolutionary War parks. And you're about to hear a lot more from the South Carolina Rev War 250 celebration of the 250th anniversary commission, which Senator Peeler appointed me to. So maybe at the end, if we have a moment, I can tell you what's going on with that, which is super exciting. But that those tourism dollars, the governor feels like Rev War may not have started here or ended here, but it definitely was won here, and that we're going to steal it back from the Yankees. Hope I didn't offend anybody north of the Mason-Dixon line, but he's got a lot of exciting plans going on for that. But back to the museum, our mission here is to preserve regional history and cultural heritage. And when I was kind of looking around at 10 at the top and Upstate Alliance, I see in your tenants that, under community vibrancy, embracing that heritage is one of your tenants. So I think there's great connections for us there. But I'm told we have the finest museum of its kind in the Southeast, in the country. I have people I consider to be professional museum goers come in here and tell me that. And based on the quantity and quality of Revolutionary War artifacts that we have here. And I have people from, Australia and California. And I'm always amazed when someone from who's lived around here in the upstate in Cherokee County all their lives stumble in, who have never visited us before, and they're just amazed about the museum and what we have to offer here. It's also an event venue. It's a former elementary school, so the old cafeteria is now a rental event venue, and many businesses come in and do their town halls and business meetings here to get their folks off site, as well as wedding venues, anniversaries, class reunions, that kind of thing. So we have in heavy participation here. We have Freightliner, Custom Chassis Corporation, Duke Energy, Timken, Board of Public Works, and we have embarked on a capital campaign, which is actually mostly what I want to talk about, tell you what our expansion is, and also our operating costs. Being a nonprofit, we certainly struggle with that, but we feel like we promote the tourism economy in the upstate by, being a draw to, it just keeps those people from skipping from Cowpens National Battlefield right on the interstate to straight up through Gastonia, North Carolina. And, I want those heads in beds and restaurant dollars here in the upstate. So they've got to have a reason to be drawn further into our communities. And we try hard to fit that purpose. We get for operating costs a little bit of money from the city and county on accommodations tax that I go beg for every year. Most museums of our kind are supported in part or wholly by the municipalities, counties that they're in. We are not. We throw a lot of fundraisers around here trying to keep the light bill paid. But this capital campaign has been greatly supported by the corporate donations and foundations. And so I like to talk about this new wing that we're opening, which is really exciting and plays into that, the career, promoting different careers. Justine mentioned Black History Month. We do have a scavenger hunt for the kids to come in, and it's a fun, interactive thing to do to, instead of doing a special exhibit, because we have things for particular to African American contributions to our history in the upstate. We have those exhibits all year. So just for Black History Month, we thought it would be fun to have a scavenger hunt for the kids to go through the museum and find them. And so that's been a big success, and especially with some of our teachers trying to do remote learning, it's something they can walk through the museum and do virtually to their kids schooling online. So I write a lot of grants. In fact, since COVID, I have been staring at the screen right here for the last year. I'm about to be cross-eyed with that. I miss our face-to-face fundraisers and seeing our supporters. But the new wing, the Montgomery Street wing, is going to more than double our space, and we will be, I like to say the largest in the state, but my curator won't let me. I have to say in case we miss something, one of the largest in the state of its kind, of our kind of museum. And what we have down there is an archives and research room for genealogy tourism. These are maps, books, information, papers, letters that we've had stuffed in closets for 50 years that we had no place for anybody to come and research and access them. So we're excited about that. That's a genealogy tourism. You're going to hear a lot more about that. It's a thing, and it's getting to be a bigger and bigger thing. But one of the most exciting things we have in the wing is called the Full Steam Ahead Initiative. The STEAM being the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So it's going to be full-on, hands-on, interactive educational exhibits. So for example, in our Sports Hall of Fame, we're going to talk about health sciences. I've got a batting cage in there. We're going to talk about, the science of, speed and velocity, the health sciences. We have turbine technology featured, and electrical science. Gosh, cut that.
It's like it's like you're getting cheered on. You're getting cheered on by the bell.
I'm turning it off. Sorry. Math and engineering careers. We're going to talk in each of those interactive exhibits about the careers associated with those. We have Emily, we have Duke Energy. We're going to provide, photographs of employees at work in these fields and talk about the careers associated with those fields. Move Upstate is a lot about attracting, if I heard you right, the post-secondary education and the adults out there that are unemployed looking to reinvent themselves. But we're trying to get to the kids even in a younger age, and are developing lesson plans that match with the state teaching standards. So any of the teachers around the upstate can come in here, field trip or even virtual, and bring their kids in and teach to those lesson plans that they already have to do, only instead of sitting and listening to a lecture, the kids can actually engage and participate and get their hands on. That's the way I learn, better anyway. Let's see, what else for example, I want to point out that we're still a history museum. So when we talk about things like, exploration of the energy industry. We'll start with important sites in our community and in the upstate, like Dravo Dam, and we might be talking about a grist mill pulled by a donkey, in 1800s, and move on to hydropower Dravo Dam, and then talk about, nuclear energy and solar panels and that kind of thing. So everything will be tied back true to our roots about, protecting our history, cultural history and heritage. It's all going to be related. This is so exciting. I can hardly
It does. Who would know that there's so much going on there? I can't wait to come out. And I know that my fellow staff person, Erica, she's already got probably, hey, another place to take her kids in a little while. So thank you so much for telling us about it.
And I'm thinking, Amy and Tiffany, we need a terminal in there to kids can, look up careers and things on the Move Upstate.
There you go. All right, thank you, Kim, very much. We really appreciate it. We're going to.
I just want to say, by the way, that Cherokee County has a guaranteed post-secondary education through Spartanburg Community College and our City Council, County Council. Anybody that wants it can have 2 years of community college. So, and that was part of my work with No2 before coming here.
Super.
I'll send you guys the link. Maybe you can forward out to the group to sign up for email letters,
sure.
Newsletters and email.
Sure, thank you. And we have our Upstate Vibe calendar. You can go on there and put events too once those start happening again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, let's hear from Andy Caggiano from Oconee County.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Annie Caggiano. I'm the president of the Oconee Economic Alliance. We are the nonprofit that represents the county on behalf of all their economic development efforts. So essentially the head sales office for the county. I enjoyed the update, Pam. I didn't grow up in Cherokee County, but I spent about half my life there playing on the farm. So I didn't even know there was a museum. I didn't know there was anything else to do than play outside with my cousins. So I think next time I'm up there, I'll definitely stop by it and check it out. So quick update on Oconee County. We are rolling into kind of strategic planning season for the county. Tomorrow we will have a strategic planning session with council and all the department heads, which will be live on YouTube. So if you're interested or just don't have anything else to do, please feel free to watch, talking about the initiatives we're going to take on for 2021-2022 budget year, which hopefully, now that COVID is subsiding just a little bit in the community, we can focus our efforts back on, the items that we were working on in the last 12 to 18 months. So we're really excited to get a lot of that kicked off. For us at the OEA, spec building is going to be our #1 priority. With the speed to market that a lot of these projects have right now, a building is key to landing some of the things that are out there. So that's going to be a key initiative for the county. Beyond the strategic plan, we actually just had a kickoff for the Main Street Walhalla programming. So Main Street USA Walhalla has been accepted into that program. They kicked off phase 1, which was really just community input. What does everybody want? What is the vision for the community? So we're really excited to work with that agency out of Columbia and the Municipal Association. Libby Embody is leading that effort for us in Walhalla. So you'll see a lot more information coming out. And so follow her on Facebook and the social media channels for Walhalla, because there's going to be some exciting things coming soon with that. And then us at the OEA, we actually just issued our annual report. Last year was a good year in spite of everything that happened between pandemic and tornado. We actually saw 52 projects come through Oconee County, which is a pretty high level for a rural county on the western side of the state. So that just signaled to us that we're going to continue to have a good year. We've got the right product mix, the right people to fill these jobs. So we're really excited about 2021 and continuing our work, obviously, with our partners at Upstate Alliance. Amy and Tiffany are rock stars for sure, kind of helping us keep connections out there with all of our contacts, both nationally and internationally. That's all I have. Really quick update for the county and for the OEA, but happy to address any questions that anybody has.
Alrighty, Thank you. I saw that annual report. That was amazing. I think someone did have something. Was that you, Dean?
It was not me, no.
All right, then. Thanks, ladies. If Dean, if you are good, then I can pass it to our esteemed Mayor Roberts to close us out for the day.
Yes, we'll actually get extra credit because we're finishing a little bit early there, Mayor.
No, you're giving a politician 10 minutes to talk, so I'll go ahead and start. I'm just teasing. Everybody can go home. Again, thank you to our friends at Upstate Alliance. You know, you guys are doing a good job, and I always learn something. And I notice everybody taking notes because if you're like me, everybody's always hitting you up for jobs. Where can I find a job? And so even I got even a couple of family members that always, can I find a job? So we know where to point them. That's a good resource to have. Thank you for all the county updates. Ladies, I appreciate it. Learned something new in other parts of opposite ends of the county, so the upstate. So appreciate that. And so Dean's already talked about our next TAT chat, and hope to see y'all there. Tomorrow's Friday. Have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.